As the first rays of sunlight pierced the darkness over the hills of ancient Israel, a rooster's crow echoes through narrow stone alleyways. The year is around 950 BCE, during the reign of Solomon, though the rhythms we are about to witness have remained unchanged for generations and will continue for centuries more. This is not the story of kings and prophets or great battles and divine revelations. This is the story of ordinary people, how they lived, ate, worked, loved, and died in a small land that would change civilization forever. To understand ancient Israel, we must abandon our modern assumptions about daily life. There were no alarm clocks, yet people rose with the sun. There was no running water, yet communities survived through organized systems of fetching and sharing. There were no grocery stores, but no one was far removed from food production. There were no hospitals, yet social and religious duty ensured care for the sick. Civilization existed, but in a different form, one built on community, season, and survival. Ancient Israel lay on a narrow land bridge between Egypt and Mesopotamia, its geography shaping everything about its people. The coastal plain was fertile but contested, the Jezreel Valley a crossroads for armies, and the central hill country, the Israelite heartland, was rugged but defensible. The land was limestone, thin-soiled, and demanding constant labor to remain productive. Rain fell only between November and March, dictating the agricultural cycle. When the rains came, there was life. When they failed, famine followed. In the hill country village of Judah, the farmer Yehonatan lives in a typical Israelite four-room house, an architectural design so distinctive that archaeologists identify it as uniquely Israelite. Built of undressed stone and mud brick, the house has thick walls, a flat roof of beams and packed earth, and an interior divided by stone pillars. The family sleeps close to their animals, whose warmth, security, and manure are all vital for survival. This simple structure, replicated across the land, reveals a shared cultural identity and an effective design that met the needs of generations. Before dawn, Yehonatan's wife, Tirzah, kneels at her grinding stone. Using a saddle quern and a smaller handstone, she crushes barley into flour, a task that takes 2 to 3 hours each morning. Over a lifetime, this work totals tens of thousands of hours, leaving distinctive marks on her bones. Her daughter, Abigail, joins her, learning through practice and conversation, the quiet transmission of knowledge, values, and tradition. In a largely non-literate society, such moments of shared labor were classrooms where culture lived and memory endured. As Yehonatan wakes, he wraps himself in his wool cloak, his only garment of warmth, even protected by law from being held overnight as collateral. He washes his hands with water from a courtyard jar, performing both a hygienic and spiritual act. Facing Jerusalem, he prays, linking his household to the temple and to the covenant community of Israel. In his world, faith is not separate from life. It shapes every act, from work to worship, from eating to harvest. Meanwhile, Tirzah and Abigail prepare for the daily expedition to fetch water. Carrying heavy pottery jars, each weighing up to 40 kilograms when full, they walk to the village spring, a 10-minute journey each way. This labor, repeated twice daily, amounts to hundreds of kilometers and thousands of kilograms carried each year. It is grueling, yet essential. The well is also the heart of village life, a place of social exchange, where women share news, resolve disputes, arrange marriages, and uphold community ties. The Bible's many well stories, Rebecca, Rachel, and Zipporah, all reflect this social reality, the well as the meeting place of life, labor, and destiny. In larger towns, the challenge of water demanded ingenuity. Villages relied on daily labor, but cities required engineering. At Megiddo, a 30-meter deep shaft cut through solid limestone connected the city to its spring below. Workers removed thousands of tons of rock with bronze and iron tools, basket by basket, over years of toil. Similar feats occurred at Hazor and Jerusalem. The most famous, Hezekiah's Tunnel, stretched over 500 meters through bedrock to bring water from the Gihon Spring to the Pool of Siloam, a project completed with precision by teams tunneling from opposite ends. These works reveal the hidden strength of Israelite civilization, the ability to organize large-scale communal labor, manage logistics, feed workers, and command resources. They show a people not primitive but sophisticated, capable of engineering, administration, and collective vision. Beneath the stories of prophets and kings lies another, quieter truth: the enduring rhythm of ordinary lives that sustained a nation. As dawn gives way to full daylight, the rhythm of the village intensifies. The bleating of goats, the clatter of pottery, and the murmur of human voices merge into a steady hum of life. Yehonatan leads his animals to pasture, walking along terraced fields that his ancestors carved generations ago. Without them, the soil would wash away with the winter rains, and the fragile agricultural balance would collapse. Tirzah tends to the oven in the courtyard, shaping small loaves of barley dough, baking them on hot stones beneath a clay dome. Children fetch twigs, chase chickens, or learn to weave reed mats, absorbing the unwritten skills that keep their world intact. Even the smallest act, filling a jar, mending a roof, sweeping a threshold, is part of a chain of continuity stretching back centuries.